Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 236, Captain Fantastic. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm also okay.
It's good to hear.
Here we are in the first few days after the end of American democracy. Maybe? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. And also, I feel like that ended a while back.
That's true. You're right. Yeah. All right.
I don't know what the hell's happening right now, so...
You know what? No one does.
I know while you were watching this movie, our fearless leader was given a speech of some sort, so...
I saw something about that. I saw something about reporters calling him a sore loser.
Yep.
Anderson Cooper compared him to a turtle flailing on its back. So yeah, it sounds like things are going really well over at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah. It's just fucking reporters, finally pick now to grow a backbone. Yeah.
That's true. That's actually really accurate.
Yeah. For the listener, because we record in advance, this is recorded mere days after the election.
Right.
And we are still in a world where we have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're still counting. There's a lot of counting happening.
There's some counting. There's people telling people to not count. Other people telling other people to keep counting.
Yeah, sometimes the same people telling different people different information about counting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yep. Nah.
Captain Fantastic.
Yeah. It's a movie.
It is a movie. Let me read you the description of the movie on Hulu, if I may.
Alrighty.
For you and the listener.
Okay.
A father raising his 6 kids in the Pacific Northwest is forced to leave.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Technically, I suppose that's accurate.
It's slightly accurate. I don't think he's forced to leave.
I guess not, yeah.
But he does leave.
He does leave.
Yeah.
The kids go with him.
Yeah.
It leaves a lot of information that's important out about what the movie is actually about.
Which, I mean, I don't want the synopsis to, tell me the whole thing that it's about.
No, of course not.
I enjoy a surprise.
Yeah. No, and I went into this movie with no idea what it was actually about.
Likewise.
Hello, that's all.
Okay, all right. Got out of silence.
Yeah, I was collecting my thoughts.
That's fine.
But I really liked this movie.
I thought it was, pun intended, I don't know. It was fantastic.
Yeah. More like,
I don't know what puns are.
More like movie fantastic, am I right?
I mean, there's, when you name your movie something like that, you have to brace yourself that that could just be used against you.
Absolutely.
And also like the show Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, what if it was terrible?
That's true, yeah, man. What if everybody hated it?
Right?
No, this movie did not have that problem.
No, it did not. I think reflecting on it post-watch, I definitely see some flaws in the movie, but a friend of mine and I were discussing this the other day, and both pretty much came to the same conclusion that if you're watching something and it makes you feel emotions, then it's doing a real good job.
I would agree with that, typically.
Yeah. Yeah, typically.
I know my emotions have been pretty close to the surface for the last 20 years or so.
Yeah. Also likewise.
So, I know there have been times where I've watched something that I didn't necessarily even really enjoy, but I've still felt emotions.
No, yeah, I mean, I've, definitely, felt some deep emotional impact at, commercials. and then just get angry at myself. But, that's the kind of thing that happens when you're just a raw fucking nerve.
Sure. No, I was thinking of when I saw The Rise of Skywalker the first time, and, I knew that it was not great, but I still cried like a goddamn baby at the end.
Sure. I think we discussed that a little bit on that episode. Yeah.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so sometimes, it is kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. But, I felt like this was one of those, I don't know about positive, because, some of it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But, it definitely made me feel and think a lot of things.
Yeah, it earned those feelings and thoughts.
Yes. I remember years ago when I used to work at a TV station, and I think maybe we've talked about this, because haven't you watched, some episodes of Grey's Anatomy here and there?
I've watched so many episodes of Grey's Anatomy. I may have seen entire seasons of it. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good show to put on and just do other stuff and not have to watch. Going back to a conversation we had before we started recording.
Sure. But I remember, being forced to watch that show because I was paid to.
Right.
And just being so angry at it because all of the tricks that they do to try to, elicit some sort of emotional response out of the viewer are just on full obvious display.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Subtlety is not that show's strong suit.
Definitely not. And I mean, this is back when that show first started, so, 35 years ago.
Right.
I think it's on season 40 now. I'm not sure.
I think it has been running for longer than Gunsmoke at this point, for sure. There may be more episodes of this than there are of Bonanza.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm looking forward to the Andy Daly podcast about that show.
Right. I mean, I know there's only 437 episodes of Bonanza or whatever, so...
Yep, only.
This movie was very effective.
Yes, it was. And like you said, I feel... I mean, there were some definitely trite parts to it. But I think overall it was all very well earned.
Yeah.
And I mean, even from the get-go, there were parts that were getting at me, early on.
Yeah. I mean, it starts pretty rough.
Yeah. So, this movie is labeled as a comedy drama.
Yeah.
And while I think I laughed a couple times, I would definitely not classify it as a comedy.
Yeah, it's a it's a dark comedy, if it's a comedy at all.
Yeah. But mostly it is just pure drama.
Yeah.
I mean, so the opening scene of the movie, as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, Joe is not going to like this.
You know, so I have a problem with hunting when it's like for sport.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they were hunting, you know, for food and to use the resources taken from the animal, and so I don't have as big a problem with that as I do just like killing stuff to kill stuff.
Sure, yeah.
To exert man's dominance over the beasts of the wild.
I get you.
Yeah. Fuck that.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, you know, I mean, as much as I love, you know, horror movies, you know, it's yeah, when you see depictions of violence against animals, I'm not down for it usually.
Yeah.
The
part I did not like was the eating of whatever organ, whatever raw organ was taken out of the deer. That I did not care for.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great. But that's just, you know, I mean, that's just gross.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what diseases were in that deer?
Right.
That's why you cook the thing.
Right. Yeah, that didn't bother me on an ethical level, just on an ick level.
Yeah, no, I get you there.
That whole opening sequence, though, especially not knowing anything about what the movie was, like, that opening sequence was real weird.
It was a shocker to open the movie for sure.
Yeah, like I didn't know at first, like is this a flashback to prehistoric man? But then there was like a kid wearing suspenders and had like a modern knife, and I was just real confused.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, I had no idea, you know, what exactly the tone of this movie was going to be, or, you know, necessarily what it was essentially about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, outside of, you know, that very accurate Hulu description. And so when it opens with just, you know, a deer being killed, just having its throat cut, you know, I was like, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah,
and
I think
just the silent family of just mud covered, you know, savages. Just threw me off.
Yeah, I think there's an episode of the X-Files where the monster of the week is like this family of prehistoric, basically, humans who've just been living out in the woods for centuries, and you know that's all they know. So they're quote unquote the monsters that are you know attacking people who come near their home. And like part of me was like, is that what this is? Like it is I can tell it's modern times, but are these, you know, are these just people who have lived in the woods always and never known anything? And basically, yeah, that is what it is.
In a way, yeah.
In a way, yeah.
But yeah, I think between that and then like again the Hulu description, and you know, usually every image that I saw associated with this movie is, you know, Viggo Mortensen in a very brightly colored suit.
Right.
You know, I thought this was going to be just whimsical weirdness. It's weirdness, but it's definitely not whimsical.
Yeah, there's not a lot of whimsy in this movie.
No. I mean, the driving plot, or the thing that drives the plot of this movie is that Viggo Mortensen's wife has committed suicide, And the family, who have been barred from attending the funeral, are on their way to attend the funeral.
Right.
So, comedy.
There are some hijinks in there along the way.
For sure. Again, yeah, I laughed a couple times, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, at its core, this is a sad, rough movie.
So the gist of the family is that they have lived in the woods for a decade by themselves, where I'm not going to keep saying Viggo Mortensen. Ben is the character's name.
Thank you. I don't know that I knew his name at all, so thank you.
You're welcome. Again, subtitles help.
There you go.
Ben Cash.
Right. I knew last name. All right.
Okay. All right. And I am not going to mention any of the children by their names because fuck that.
Because they're all made up words.
Yep.
The only one that I know is Bodavon or Bodavin.
Bodavin.
Because it's said, and it's a plot point that they talk about his name.
Mm-hmm. There's Bodavin, Relian, Zaja, Vesper, another one that starts with a Z, and one that starts with an F, I think.
Well, Vesper's not a made-up name. That's from James Bond.
No, it's not it's a made-up spelling, though.
Oh, okay.
It's how you would imagine a 90s comic would spell it.
Gotcha. With a Z?
No.
No? Okay.
With a Y.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever... I'm all about tangents today.
Sure.
Did you ever... I don't know if you follow any of, like, the Am I the Asshole or Relationships Reddit Twitter accounts that just share, like, crazy or particularly interesting stories from Reddit on Twitter?
Only, like, if somebody retweets it, will I read one, but, I mean, yeah, I don't go out of my way to follow it.
Gotcha. This one, I think, went around for a bit. There was, like, a couple who, the one person wanted to name their child after the character Arya from Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. And they came up with just, like, the most ridiculous spelling for it. Like, Arya is a 4-letter word, and I think the spelling that they came up for it was, like, 10 letters. It was, like, ARGHYEAUH, or it was ridiculous. So, like, that's what I thought of when they said that their names were completely made up. So it made me think of that ridiculous Reddit post.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, that sort of brings to mind, a thing that I thought throughout this movie where, I mean, I find the family to be, I don't want to say relatable, but
I grew up in the woods too. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. No, just endearing and likable for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also just that sort of major asshole quality to the parents, at least. Just naming their kids weird bullshit.
Yeah, it's tough. I had trouble with his name was Ben, right? You said?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I had trouble with him.
Simplest name in the world.
I know, right? Bodavin, I have no problem with, but Ben, man. No, I had trouble with him because, like, there are definitely ways in which he has a point.
Oh, for sure.
But the way that he goes about showing that is kind of shitty.
Yeah. Like, I'm now definitely thinking of the scene at his sister's house where he confronts them about school.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, okay.
That and the dinner scene.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He's absolutely just a pompous asshole about the entire thing. But he's also not wrong.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating at the very least.
Definitely, yeah.
But also, I was going to say kind of the message at the end is that, him admitting that he's wrong and sort of realizing the damage that he's done.
Yeah.
But also not.
Yeah, it's like they've sort of found a common ground or a middle ground between the extremes of the life that he and the kids are living, out in the wilderness, hunting and schooling and doing everything basically there, versus the life that his sister and her family lead, which is, consumer driven and just, typical, I guess. Yeah, what you would think of as typical life. Typical middle class white life, I should say. The end is sort of like they found a compromise, or he found a compromise between, being able to do the things that they did before, but also still, the kids go to school and they don't necessarily, raise all of their food or hunt all of their food or, stuff like that. So,
or steal all their food.
Or steal all of their food by pretending to have a heart attack in the middle of a grocery store. Which maybe that is still what they're doing. I don't know how he makes money.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, he does make a point earlier that, when you don't buy things, you don't spend money.
That's true, yeah.
And I guess I'm willing to bet Grandma and Grandpa probably, help.
Probably, yeah. If he was willing to have them live a more normal life,
right?
Then yeah, they probably helped out with that.
Yeah. So second movie in a row where Frank Langella is a raging asshole.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Sexy Frank Langella.
What is that? Why is that a thing?
Oh, I was hoping you would ask last week.
I just rolled with it. So it's like I don't know. I don't feel like getting into this week, but I need to know. Tell me more.
So there is a documentary, I think it's on Netflix, about just Masters of the Universe as a whole.
Okay.
And Frank Langella played Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe movie.
Of course.
And he's interviewed quite in depth throughout the movie.
Okay.
And when they start asking him about, why he wanted to pick the role and why he was in this movie, he goes on. I mean, it's probably only like 30 seconds, but God, it feels like it's forever. Just about how good of a shape he was in and how sexy he felt. And that he had a sexy body. And that he felt that this role could utilize his sexy shape that he was in to be an effective Skeletor.
Okay. All right. I would almost give that to him. But for the fact that I don't think you ever see Skeletor's body.
No, not really.
In the movie?
No, I mean, yeah, he is pretty much fully clothed throughout the whole. He's not, cartoon comic book Skeletor.
Yeah, if it had been the original action figure design, then yeah, his abs would have been out there, and his his biceps and triceps and whatnot would have been on full display.
Yeah. And, I mean, no matter how good a shape he was in, like, I don't think he would have compared to Dolph Lundgren.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really not even a fair competition.
No. So, yeah, when I saw that documentary, that is just the thing that just stuck with me the most, is that he just kept referring to himself as sexy. And every time Frank Langella comes up, that's all I can think about.
is how sexy he is.
Yep.
All right. I can get behind that.
All right. So now you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is not that I find him sexy.
I didn't think it was.
It is that he found himself very sexy.
Yikes. The cast of the movie is pretty good.
Yeah?
Like there's a lot of people that I like in this movie.
There's only 4 actors that I knew.
There were 5 for me, I guess.
I liked all of them.
Yeah. I know I texted you when Catherine Hahn and Steve Zahn appeared.
Yep.
As a married couple.
Yeah, and you gave them a portmanteau of what their couple name would be.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Zahn.
I thought it would have been pronounced Jean, because Zhahn.
Okay, sure.
That's how I said it in my mind.
Okay.
I know yours was Hazan.
I believe so. Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit more like an exclamation of excitement.
That is kind of what I was going for when I sent you that text too.
Well done.
Because it was preceded by a "Saul good." Huzzah!
Saul good, man.
Yeah, I really like Steve Zahn and stuff.
I do too. Yeah.
I feel he is underutilized as just a human being.
Yeah, there was a time where it seemed like he was going to be huge,
right?
And then like he just sort of like, I think he fits into a really good character actor niche.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever he shows up, I always get really excited.
I remember a friend of mine and I having it kind of blew up into an argument.
Oh no!
Because I had just seen Rescue Dawn.
Okay.
The Christian Bale, Werner Herzog movie.
Yes, yeah.
Which Steve Zahn plays a prisoner of war that Christian Bale meets. And I was like, he was really good in that movie. And my friend was like, but Steve Zahn, you see him, you just think, oh, that's comedy. And I was like, but he's really, really good in that movie and proves that he could be a very good dramatic actor. He's like, but every time I see Steve Zahn, I just think, well, he's going to be funny here. And it got heated.
That sounds like your friend's own personal bias coming into things.
Yeah, he does that a lot.
Oh, is it who I'm thinking of?
Most likely.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know I've seen Rescue Dawn. Not Rescue Zahn, Rescue Dawn. Where he plays the titular Dawn.
Spoiler for that movie. It doesn't work out.
No. Oh boy. But then Frank Langella and Ann Dowd are the play Ben's parents-in-law.
Yes.
The parents of his wife.
Yes.
And yeah, Ann Dowd doesn't really have much to do, but I always enjoy seeing her and stuff.
I honestly don't know her from anything, so.
I primarily know her from The Leftovers.
Oh, okay. I'd never watched that.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, she was fine in a very limited role.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell that she was very torn between loyalty to, Frank Langella and to, loving, her grandchildren.
Yeah.
And also trying to support Ben, despite the fact that Ben's kind of an asshole.
Right. Yeah, and I think, Frank Langella's character has a point, or had a point too.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone has a good point in this movie at one point or another.
Yeah, they do. They really do. We started, talking about Frank Langella by me saying that he, plays another raging asshole.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he also does, like, a really nice turnaround in this movie, too.
Yeah.
Where you just feel for him as well. And like you said, definitely see that he has a point, too, Yeah.
Yeah, the scene between he and Ben, like, their last scene together was a nice... Like, at that point, Ben had sort of caved to him.
Yeah.
So he didn't have as much reason to be super angry, but still, you could tell that he knew how hard it was for Ben to leave his kids with them. So
right.
Yeah, no, that was nice. I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a ton more to say about it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I spent probably the last 20 minutes of this movie just in tears.
Yeah. I would say I did as well.
Yeah. And me and my opinion of people singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that didn't bother me in this, and in fact, it probably made me just cry harder.
Aww.
And it doesn't hurt that it's a good song.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that was a nice sequence.
Kind of a great version of that song too.
Yeah, it was. I don't know that I've ever heard a version of that song other than the original. So it was a nice different take on it.
Well, surely you've heard the Sheryl Crow version.
I don't think I have.
Wow. All right.
Should I?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I did kind of call bullshit when after Ben leaves his kids with Frank Langella, and he's just driving around, and he stops at like a gas station and shaves his face, and gets back on his bus named Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly the kids show up, having been hiding in a compartment, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I will absolutely give you that. The point where they show up is, he's sitting by himself, in front of a fire drinking something, and then they all just sort of pop out of the compartment and come off the bus. And yeah. I actually was like, is he hallucinating this? Because there's how is that happening?
I mean, they would have had to have been in there at least a full day.
Yeah.
And there's 6 of them, and some of them are not small.
Right.
Yeah, I just, that that pushed suspension of disbelief for me.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell, or I didn't notice if there was storage on the bottom of the bus that maybe they were hiding in, but either way, it's still
still
a little questionable.
Very questionable, but it's a dumb flaw and an otherwise pretty great movie.
Yeah. It did also make me think that Frank Langella would probably call the police.
Yeah.
And so now the police are after them.
That definitely is another, like I said earlier, once you start thinking about it, you can definitely pick apart the movie for sure.
Right.
But the experience of it, I think, is well worth the journey of it.
I agree, definitely.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Thank you. Not my usual pick, or maybe it is. I don't know. I either like dumb fucking horror movies or just really sad sack family movies.
Yeah, you've got a good wheelhouse.
Because boy, if there's anything that appeals to me is just family struggle.
Oh yeah, that's we don't need to unpack that.
No, not at
all. So we did say we're recording in the days following the election.
Yes, we are.
So Eric, has anything been making you happy this week?
The thing that was really hoping I was going to be able to say has not officially happened.
Right.
So I can't say that because fuck knows what's actually going to happen. I haven't really read anything, and you know what? I'm going to go back to the very first thing that I ever said was making me happy that week.
Oh, okay.
And it is the TV show Taskmaster.
Nice. All right.
It has it's there's 7 seasons of it on YouTube available to watch. And one on the CW for some reason. And during some very anxious moments this past week, I decided, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna just watch a Taskmaster.
That's awesome.
And it has just brought me nothing but just absent-minded joy.
Nice.
Except for the one day where it made me laugh so hard that I actually thought I might die.
Oh, I've been there. That's happened to me a few times.
Yeah. It's, I had to get my inhaler out. I had to take antihistamines and decongestants and just anything to try to clear my airways so that I could breathe again.
Yikes. Yeah, I have, Jenny has tried to kill me sometimes. Like I'll laugh so much that I hyperventilate. It's been a while.
Well, that's good.
It's been a rough year.
I guess, that's not good, actually. I mean, it's good that you're not, hyperventilating or dying.
Well, yes, yeah.
But it's not good that, there's not a lot to laugh about. But anything bringing you joy?
I'm gonna steal your thing from last week.
Oh?
I have listened to the new episodes of Freedom.
Okay.
And that show, I feel like, helped me get through Tuesday and yesterday. Just listening to that on repeat.
Yeah, no, that's a good call.
It's so great. I missed it so much, and I'm so glad that it's back.
The three of them definitely have a chemistry together that you just don't find in much places.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you and I definitely don't have that kind of chemistry.
Well, I don't think either of us is as smart as any of them are.
Well, that is also very true.
So that's probably part of it.
Or funny, or charismatic.
Yeah, alright. If you want to get into further specifics.
Nor is good looking.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true too. Neither of us wears a suit as well as Paul F. Tompkins.
I was just going to say, we're not snazzy dressers. I was really hoping by 40 I was going to become a suit guy, but, life.
Yeah, there's still time.
I'll be dead by the time I'm 50.
It's never too late to become a suit guy. That means you still have 10 years to become a suit guy.
8.
Alright, fine. 8 years to become a suit guy. I believe in you.
Alright. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Good times.
So, what depressing fucking movie are we going to watch next week?
Well, I looked for more movies with Frank Langella, but I couldn't find any that I wanted to watch right away. Not Masters of the Universe.
I've got it on Blu-ray.
You have a problem, sir. I was looking at buying G.I. Joe the movie on Blu-ray.
I've got that too.
I'm sure you do.
Let me know when you get a copy. We can watch it for the show.
Oh, that'd be great. I have such fond memories of that movie.
I'm currently doing my sketch-a-day for November. Part of it is Joe-vember.
Right.
Which sadly is not about you.
It's fine.
But it is, I'm posting a G.I. Joe character a day. And while I've been doing it, I have really been wanting to rewatch that movie.
Nice. All right. Well, maybe I'll order that up.
All right. I mean, hey, don't go out of your way.
If it's something I was thinking about anyway.
Okay. All right.
No, but I'm. So I made another list, an updated list of movies that are available
for the moment. Sure.
For the moment, yeah. None of them said that they're actively going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So
that's good. All right.
So this is I think I'm going to pick a movie that I've been wanting to rewatch for a little bit. I saw it in college and I haven't seen it since, and I just remember really liking it and have been wanting to watch it again. Have you seen Sunset Boulevard?
I have not.
All right.
Okay.
Let's watch Sunset Boulevard.
All right.
It is on Amazon Prime.
Alrighty. Sounds familiar, but I could be confusing it with other things.
It's a 1950 Billy Wilder movie.
Oh, okay.
With Gloria. I forget if Gloria Swanson is the name of the actress or the character. Anyway.
That sounds like an actress.
It does. Well, I mean, the character is an actress, so...
Oh, okay. Well, fuck if I know. We'll find out next week.
I think we will.
All right. Sunset Boulevard. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's I remember liking it, so I'm interested to see how I feel about it with, 15 years removed from it.
Sure. Yeah, I've never seen it, so I'm looking forward to a whole new experience.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Well, sounds good to me then.
All right, we'll talk about that next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.